I was driving my smallest boy to school yesterday. It was his first day back after this latest lockdown, and he was really excited to see all his friends and teachers again after so long off. And like most of us, he's lost all sense of time over the last year. Our conversation was meandering back and forth as it usually does, and we ended up talking about Lent, or more specifically, how long Lent is. In his words, "What? Oh my God, how can it still be Lent? It's been Lent forever." Yes, he got told off for cussing, but to a 7-year-old, it really does feel like forever. "It's only 40 days, I told him. The 11-year-old piped up and said, "No, Mum, Lent's longer than 40 days. It has to be." The conversation then went into why we don't count Sundays as Lent days. And yes, it really is 47 in total. As you can tell, it was a very productive and educational conversation. We then went on to have a chat about something that their school had initiated for Lent, which is 40 acts of kindness. I'm not sure if you've heard of this one, but it is a thing. It's a movement where people are encouraged to consciously consider Lent as something more than just giving something up, but to actively consider how our actions can affect others. In school, the kids are encouraged to do things like maybe not pick arguments with their siblings for a day, to pick litter up around the schoolyard when they see it, perhaps to hold the door for someone, or even paint and draw a nice picture and give it to someone just because they want to. They're being encouraged to be kind in small ways, to make somebody else's day a bit brighter and nicer. And actually, this made me think of that line in the Old Testament, Proverbs 12:25. "Anxiety weighs down the human heart, but a good word cheers it up." Now, as excited as my small boy was to go back to school, there was a level of anxiety that was there. And to be honest, I can see that playing out in our communities when I'm watching the news as we're starting to come out of this lockdown. Even though the vaccination rollout is bombing along now, there is still danger out there. And we need to protect each other with our own actions. The last 12 months have had us living under a cloud of anxiousness that we hardly seem aware of, because it's become such a part of our lives. But the small things, the little kindnesses really do make life a bit more bearable. Now, as we're approaching the final stretch of Lent, it's the 5th Sunday of Lent this coming Sunday, and then the week after that we're on to Palm Sunday, and we've got the start of Holy Week, and if it's your tradition, the Triduum. For the last few days out of our 40, could you make a difference in somebody's life by sharing a little kindness? Could you lift the anxiety in someone's heart by giving them a good word? If someone doesn't have a smile, could you share one of yours? My small boy went skipping in yesterday with a little present for his teacher. During lockdown, he learned to do needlecraft with me. Well, I was stitching for my own sanity, and my boys decided that they'd have a go too. On a plain piece of fabric and a small embroidery hoop, my lad drew an outline of a train and just coloured it in. He raided my embroidery threads. He gave this to the teacher yesterday and she put it straight up onto the wall. He was so chuffed that she liked it that much. Now I'm hoping that the gift lifted some of the anxiety from her heart. I know it lifted my little boys. The little acts of kindness really do bounce around between giver and givee, and who knows where they land. Just think, if for 40 days we can manage to give one small act of kindness each day, how much more will the anxiety be lifted from all our hearts if this is carried out beyond Lent? Amen.